If you're struggling financially to pay your taxes here in Japan, then you may be qualified for the GRACE system, where you receive a reduction in your tax bills or a complete exemption. So do not go anywhere. Stay tuned to find out how you may be qualified and how to make your applications for the GRACE system here in Japan. So the GRACE system is where taxpayers are granted a year or more to pay their taxes, whether it be their pension, their residence tax, their income tax, their property tax, whatever taxes you are struggling with to pay financially, you can get up to a year or even more to make those payments. So what do you need to qualify for this GRACE system? The first thing your tax office is going to look for is your genuine interest in paying your taxes. But the only thing keeping you from making those payments is the money. So if the money is the only reason for you not to be able to pay your taxes, you are already 1 foot in. The second requirement is that you should not owe any taxes. So they always take into account the back tax that you have, as well as the tax you are making an application for under the GRACE system. However, consideration is still given to individuals with back tax as well. So do not rule yourself out completely. If you do owe back tax, then you can still be eligible for the system. The third thing that the tax official will take into account is the impact of you paying your taxes. If paying your taxes is going to cause a significant decline in your way of life, then you are 3 feet in already in becoming eligible for the GRACE system. So after making the calculations with your income, expenditures, and they realize that paying your taxes is going to cause you to not be able to afford your food or be able to take care of your family or make your rental payments or any other thing that would affect your overall quality of life, they also take that into account. Now, the fourth thing that they look at is individuals who have been affected by some disaster or a disease or some natural occurrence. For example, COVID. If you had a lot of COVID medical expenses, then you can also be eligible for this GRACE system. Now, if you are granted GRACE, here's what you can expect. You can either expect the payment of your taxes to be deferred for up to a year or more, depending on your financial circumstances. Or you can be required to make payments in installments within the grace period that is given. So if you are given a year, then the payments for your taxes are divided over the course of 12 months for you to make those payments. And if you're granted the grace period and you have delinquent taxes, those can either be reduced or you receive a complete exemption from making those payments. Again, this depends on your financial situation and the leniency of the tax official. Now, when should you apply for the GRACE system? You ought to apply 6 months after the due date for you to make payments of your taxes. However, if you apply before or after that 6 months, it is quite fine. The tax office can take into account what your situation is. In the description, I have attached the Japanese and the English version of the GRACE system application form if you want to go ahead and download it and start the process of your application. If you've made up your mind that you are gonna make the application for the GRACE system, here's how you can apply. There are 3 ways to apply. You can download the application form, complete it, and then make a submission at your tax office, or you can fill out the application form and the other required documents and send it via Japan Post or send it via post. Or the third way is that you can make the application online via the e-tax system. And the link to that app is also attached in the description. Along with the application form for the grace period, a very important document you will also need to complete is the statement of income, expenditure, and asset form, which is also attached in the description for you to take a look at. So, if you are struggling to pay your taxes because you don't have the money to do it, and if you should do it, it would significantly mess up your way of life, then go ahead and make the application for the Japan Grace system. And if you do not like the results of the grace system, then you can revert to trying to figure it out. So thank you for tuning in to Living Gaijin. If you have not already done so, go ahead, subscribe to this channel. And if you like the information here, give me a little thumbs up. And if you have more questions about the grace system or making tax payments here in Japan, do not hesitate to leave me a comment as well. There is information about how to file taxes as well here in Japan. You can check out that. And I will catch you next time on Living Gaijin, or I'll catch you on Living Gaijin over on TikTok, where you can find more regular content.